Well, right now I'm making this thick deck beam. It's gonna be one of the 5 very thick ones. It's 5.5 inches thick and 4.5 inches tall. This one is around 170 inches tall. This one is made of yellow cedar. Originally it was a slab like this big, so it was quite a struggle to cut it through, but we made it. We planed them as the original curve was on the boat. Then I planed them to the correct thickness, sanded them and rounded the edges. Now it just needs a quick touch of the sandpaper on the corners and it's done.
So today we are putting in the new floors. Those are the old ones. As you can see, they're all rotten. The floors are basically the connective tissue between the frames and the keel. It gets through bolted through the frames and through the whole keel and through those floors to make one piece. So the process is, first of all, here's our new floor. And we are test fitting it to see if it fits. And as we can see, it fits. It's not proud anywhere. So we can start covering it with tar so it doesn't rot. We use black locust. It's a really hard wood and a perfect wood for floors, for example. So now I'm using a little bit of tar on the back side where the floor is touching the frames so that no moisture can create and nothing can rot in between frame and floor. So now we temporarily clamp them. So the next thing is we want to put those bolts in. So you can see we have those 3/8 thick galvanized bolts. A lot of tar on those bolts too. Then we can finally screw the frame in its position, because from now on it won't move anymore. Now we want to get a good layer of tar on here. Okay. Put it in. And now we have the connection between the frame and the floorboard. Usually you would take a big bolt that would go from this keel through the floorboard, through that piece of keel, and connect everything up and down. We are not doing it right now because this piece of keel gets still replaced. So we will do it at another day. Perfect. That's the one! Okay, I don't have it anymore. job, guys.
Only 1 second. So we're inside of the forecastle in the bow of the North Star. We just finished all of this part basically. Here on this particular section you get 2 times the same thing because we have 2 different levels of decks. We got the forecastle level that's above me and there's gonna be the deck level that's gonna be here. So that's why we need to do 2 times the process of clamp, beam shelf, clamp, beam shelf. So we get the clamp here that's going through the whole boat, that's bolted on every frame. And for the beam shelf, we're going for yellow cedar. We got 3 laminations that's been glued on and bolted through the frames as well. The purpose of these beam shelves is to be able to rest our deck beams on top and having enough surface here to get bolts on and dolphinite and stuff like this.
We're at the stern of our boat and I just planed the shelf so we have a nice contact with our future deck beams. Here they are nice laid up, just waiting to be positioned. Some of them we had to notch in so they would all end up at the same height. We bedded them with our bedding compound, which is a dolphinite, and we through bolted them through the shelf. Our galvanized bolts are bedded with tar. That's the original beam from 1935. We just reshaped it so all these beams would be the same, sanded it, plugged all the holes from the original fasteners, and we're using it again. Now, when we're finished with placing these beams over lacerate, we're gonna continue midship above the saloon. When we're finished with those, we're gonna end somewhere halfway with the master beam, and that's where our Carlin's gonna start. And pretty much here is where they're gonna end. So we're gonna notch the Carlins in, and next to the Carlins we're just gonna have shorter jack beams, and that will give us enough headroom for the pilot house. Once all these deck beams are placed, we can finally start laying out our red cedar decking. I'm working here on our Carlins, which will give us some more headroom around here where the couch house will be sitting. So I had to notch these Carlin notches in our master deck beams. Let's see if they fit. Like a glove.
So here we are setting in these jack beams. We are setting in with our bedding compound we've made, which is a mix of linseed oil and tea tree oil and a few other binding agents. And that will be going in between all of our mating surfaces of wood. Then we will be coating our bolts in some tar to stop them rotting, stop galvanic action between it, and bolting them through here.
side, covers it, and retrieve the grips. So I'm installing the hanging knees between deck beams and the hull. The old hanging knees were completely rotten, so it was not possible to reuse them, unfortunately. But I kept the general shape of them, and because we don't have wood that can be from this point to this point here, so I mean you got like 2 or 3 feet, something like this, and curved, of course. We've found this compromise. I've got my earth here that's fully yellow cedar with the grain running this way, but to avoid the fragility of this point here and this point there, I decided to laminate 4 little strips of locust over top. Like this, I've got the strength of the wood, and I've got a pretty finish, and I got sturdiness on these both corners. And yeah, I think the final product is really good. So I've got 10 knees, 5 on each side, and every knee is under a master deck beam here. So I'm just make them fit, and tomorrow bolting them. I think so.
So we just finished our last deck beams and Carlins. We also engraved the original hull number in this thick master deck beam here. And now the boat is ready for planking and decking, which we will cover in next episode.